G'day mate, 40 here. We're in Palm Beach. That's one of the northern beaches here in Sydney. The thunderstorms stopped. I was hanging out under a bit of shelter with the lifeguards, telling them I was a tourist and what should I look at around here. They asked me where I was from. I said LA, and they said, LA? Isn't that place filled with influencers? I remember when I was going to Sierra Community College, in calculus class, and had a friend there, and I was talking about transferring to UCLA, and he just starts talking about how sexually loose the women are in Los Angeles. So I'm really susceptible too to believing in these vast stereotypes about people. But there are lots of good people in LA, and lots of good people everywhere. And there are some sexually loose women in LA, but there are also some in Rockland. So the anonymity of the big city, certainly, opens up perhaps more possibilities for promiscuity than a small town where everyone knows each other. Okay, let's get some of the wit and wisdom here from Richard Spencer on his latest show.
He is clearly a liar. He lies about his own past. He lies about his father. He's said at some points that his father was like part of on the outer.
So this is Richard continuing on with his basic support for Kanye West and for Nick Fuentes, and now he's going off on Alex Jones, and leads to a conversation about the John Birch Society and Oliver Ravilo used to write for National Review.
All of these conspiratorial groups and so on. In fact, his father was a John Birch Society member. So his father raised him in this stuff. And, he is a liar, sure.
So from 2nd to 8th grade, I only went to Seventh-day Adventist school. But then in 1980, my father was removed from the Seventh-day Adventist Church ministry, and I went to just an evangelical Christian school, Forest Lake Christian School. So I was no longer Seventh-day Adventist, and I wasn't really one for doing my homework, or doing my schoolwork. I've always pretty much been the kind of bloke who just wants to do what he wants to do, which counts for many of my failings in work and in love and in life. And so during study hall, I would read these magazines that they'd provided, and one of them would be US News, and then another would be a magazine produced by the John Birch Society. So I got really steeped in the John Birch Society ideology, and pretty shocked to find that this evangelical Christian college that they promoted didn't allow interracial dating. It's is it Liberty University? Is that the one? But it's really easy to fall into this conspiratorial mindset if you're not winning at life. Like if you're doing well at life, then I think you have much less need of conspiracies, because conspiracies just kind of buoy you up and make you feel like you're special. You know things that other people don't. So I was talking to the lifeguards about how to read, dangerous currents, and they just kind of point out how the ocean was working, and I was able to kind of discern where the currents were. Apparently the rip tides are most severe when the tide's going out. Right now the tide is in, so the rip is pretty weak, even though the sign says dangerous currents.
And even this stuff about Nick, maybe not technically a lie, but it's pretty mendacious and just pretty unfair.
His father was in the John Birch Society. That explains a lot.
Correct.
So the turn doesn't.
So Richard is giving Nick Fuentes credit for his response to Alex Jones. Alex Jones went off on Nick as some kind of Hitler lover. Nick had been on Alex's show 3 times. So yeah, Alex Jones is a volatile personality, right? So we shouldn't necessarily expect very calm, considered reactions from Alex. And Nick is not exactly someone who's scrupulous and careful always in the things that he says. So I think my destination is the lighthouse up there. That's where everyone needs a destination.
Far from the asshole. So.
Yeah. I mean, the John Birch Society is a kind of fascinating thing, actually, and it's paradigmatic in the Trump era. Because there was a man named a candy salesman, literally, named Robert Welch, who founded this group. And keep in mind, look, I love Substack. It helps me.
Okay, so interesting, meaning just totally whacked out in many things. So they thought that President Dwight Eisenhower was a tool of the communist, the communist movement. But people can believe, absolutely nutty things, but still be right about other things.